This is Tenshin Han from Dragonball, and you are now listening to my friend Studio MacGyver on Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, guess what, guys? You come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode 427, and boy, do I have a treat for you. If you're a Dragon Ball fan, that is. Man, there's so much news that just dropped, guys. I can't wait to dive in, but I'm going to be talking about my anime watch list, which is short and sweet. I'm going to be talking about Ubisoft. I'm also going to talk about the Xbox Developer Direct. Yes, we had that, and it was pretty dope. Also, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. We got a big update, guys, and even more down the pipeline. I can't wait to talk about that. Speaking of fucking Dragon Ball. Okay, besides the game, which is going to be some awesome news for a player like me, we also have a new project from DBZ, Toriyama himself, I guess. It's a new project, and it's called Age 1000. So I'm going to get into that, what we know so far, and what I think this might be. And also, last but not fucking least, okay, we got two things, actually. We got a new movie coming out, a Dragon Ball movie coming out in 2026, and we finally have Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super is back, guys. I talked about this before many occasions on this podcast. I can't wait to dive into this. So it's going to be exciting. Let's get into it. And I guess we're going to go ahead and start with the anime watch list. And I said it was short, and it is short. And the reason is because I've only watched one, but I did finish it with my wife, of all people. And it was anime on Netflix that went by the name of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. Okay. Saw some pretty good reviews on this one. It's kind of like a slice of life type of situation about a kind of slow moving romance between two students from different schools. Okay. That's what I can give you on that. Check it out if you're into that type of flavor in your anime. A lot of people aren't, I know there's a lot of shonen people out there. I know there's a lot of different anime lovers of different sorts, but this one, I would say take a shot on it, man. I did that a long time ago where I was just a shonen only guy, Dragon Ball, Naruto, things of that nature. And I didn't get into the other stuff, man, until later on in my quote unquote anime watching career. And once I did that, it changed my whole perception of just the world of anime. I started exploring different types, different genres, guys. And I'm so happy that I did, because now my palette is more fulfilled than ever. And I was watching things that I never knew I was going to be in love with. And that's the beautiful thing when you try new things, instead of just staying stagnant. Sometimes it's cool to get out there and explore sometimes. And especially in the genre you claim you love, if there's something else to offer within that genre, guys, within anime itself, I took that plunge. I said, what do I got to lose? If I don't want to watch it, I don't have to watch it. And so it led me to a bunch of dope shows like High Score Girl or Rent a Girlfriend, and so many more, that aren't shown in anime and that are just as good, in my opinion, for different reasons. So that's my little rant there on anime, and I hope you guys appreciate it. But anyway, now let's talk about some games and talk about some companies. And I want to talk about Ubisoft because, contrary to popular belief, guys, Ubisoft is one of my favorite companies. Yes, I know they've done a lot of dirt. I know they're not perfect, but you know what gaming company really is. They will always have a special place in my heart for the simple fact that they've done a lot of games that I just absolutely love and still discovering to this day that are years and years and years old. Okay. I'm currently playing, a Naruto game, which I think is called Naruto Rise of a Ninja, right? On the Xbox 360. And this is a Ubisoft game. This is published by Ubisoft, guys. They did 2 games. They did this one and they did Broken Bond. And I'm really enjoying that RPG, you know, based on Naruto. So, Ubisoft is known for some dope shit. I mean, I'd be lying if I said they weren't, at least to me. You know, I love all the Assassin's Creed games, the RPGs. I love them. The open world, all these fetch quests, all this shit. I love them. You know, call it a guilty pleasure, call it whatever you want, but I love those games. Okay. Shadows was excellent. All these games are awesome. So, and I'm going to keep buying those, right? They keep dropping them. And then also, let's talk about the Division franchise. You know, a game that really catapulted me into trying new online games. I still don't play a lot of online games, but because of them, I was able to get into games like Helldivers 2 and Arc Raiders and things of that nature, guys. I don't really play a lot of online games unless it's maybe a fighting game or something like that. But these are the games that I play if you do see me outside in the online, you know, spectrum. That's what I'll be doing. And it was because of games like The Division that kind of got me out there to do that. So waiting for Division 3. They say it's in the works and I'm looking forward to that one. But when I'm talking about Ubisoft, because they basically are trying to cut their loss. They're trying to cut $100 million. Okay. So to do that, I think we all know what's going to happen. They're going to have to fire people, let people go and, you know, kill a lot of projects. And they've killed 6 that I know of and that people are talking about in the news right now. And one of those includes a game, which is Prince of Persia, the remake. Okay. Sands of Time. This was a classic. I remember playing this game. I used to own this game back in the day, and they were going to do a remake. And I was really anticipating this game, but you know, for whatever reason, this was one of the games that they axed. And apparently also this game was damn near done. It was like 99% done. And for whatever reason, they still decided to axe it because of things that come on or that go along with, you know, game development. A lot of people don't understand that there are a lot of things that people don't take into account when people are releasing games, because once the game is finished in-house, that's just the beginning in essence in certain situations, because they have to pay for marketing. That's a whole nother budget. They have to have a team assigned that they still have to pay to basically fix all of the bugs that are coming out now. Okay. Because the testers aren't going to catch them all. So there's budgets for different things post, you know, game launch when the game is already out. And a lot of people don't realize that these things go into that. So I guess they weighed those options and they said, you know what, we'd rather just axe the whole project, which I think is dumb, in my humble opinion, because that's art. In there, that game could have been the next whatever, right? But we'll never know because they're never going to come out with it. And then apparently they were saying that the work behind it, all of the stuff, all of the notes and digital things that came with the game or came with making the game, it'll never see the light of day unless somebody leaks it or something, right? But I mean, almost complete. Why not just finish the game? And I don't know, man. But that's what's going on with Ubisoft. I didn't say they were smart all the time. I said that, you know, I rock with them because they done enough to me or for me in my video game career that I'll always have a special place in my heart for them because of some of the titles they did come out with, and hopefully still will. Because like I said, Assassin's Creed Shadows was awesome. I loved it and owned the game. So, and all the other Assassin's Creed, I mean, Valhalla, okay, all of these games, Origins, like I own all of these and I love them all. Okay, so that's that for Ubisoft right now. Let's kind of go down a little bit, guys, and let's talk about this Xbox Developer Direct, because they've showed some games. Okay, I think they showed 4 games. One I don't even want to talk about because it was just not interested to me at all. I don't even know what it was. It was some kind of quirky game, but it wasn't up my alley. The main ones that I was looking for that got me excited was Forza 6, okay, Beast of Reincarnation, and of course, Fable. All right. And they showed these games, and Forza 6 was a game that I started thinking about recently when I heard, where the game was going to take place, because I haven't played any of the other Forza games. I've heard great things about them. I really have, but I just never had a chance to play that one. And this one intrigues me because it takes place in Japan. And so I love Japan, if you guys don't know, new listeners or whatever. So I really am looking forward to trying this game out with this number 6. And so they showed us a lot of different things. They showed us you can set up your own base of operations, technically find your plot of land and get busy. I'm really excited about where this game is going to go, especially somebody who has not played any of the Forza games and is looking forward to being this being my first one. So yeah, man. And this is also going to be available on Game Pass day one. So these are the things that kind of, if you have Game Pass, it should be a good thing for you. Right. So next game on this list, guys, is Beast of Reincarnation. I saw this game months ago. I remember a trailer for it, and it looked cool, man. I really like the aesthetics of the protagonist. It's a female protagonist. Looks like, I don't know if you can create your own character. I don't think you can. They didn't show us any of that. But the game looked pretty awesome. Okay. And it's going to be another Game Pass release. So day one on Game Pass, guys. And this is slated for the summer of 2026. So not too far away. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I really am. I really like like I said, the aesthetics, and just, I like the design of the character. So it looks like it's got some Dark Souls in there. It's got some, yeah, man, it's pulling from a few different genres, in my opinion. And I really want to see what this one entails. So that's another one, another gem that is coming into Game Pass. Now, the one I really want to talk about is Fable, because Fable, oh man, Fable 2 was my shit. I love Fable 1 as well, but Fable 2, I loved it. There were so many special things about Fable to me. Just the world of the Fable. I remember never seeing another world like it. And I don't really think I've seen another one, as good since, just somewhere where I would love to live, or it was just one of those places, cozy, lots of greenery. I can't explain it. It was just a whimsical place, and it was just breathtaking to look at and just be in. And now looking at Fable, this new Fable game, it takes it to a whole nother plateau for me. And so I cannot wait to jump into this world and play it, man. And this game is coming out on PC. It's also coming out on PlayStation 5, which is dope. And so everything about it looks awesome. The combat, I like the combat so far from what we saw. I also really like the fact that you actually get to make your own character. Okay. Cosmetically, you're not stuck to that, protagonist that they kept showing everybody, through all the other trailers, right? And for, my money, I still would have paid for the game day one. I would have gladly played with that character, whoever she was, no problems at all, just to be able to go back to that world, right? And now learning that you could create whoever you want, male, female, whatever, I was like, bet. So, they're keeping some things, a lot of things they aren't keeping, which is, the scar system that they had in the first game. They didn't have it in 2 either. Some other things that they decided to, go away with, like the form changing and all that, depending on which side you kind of tread on, and that. But like I said, some people are kind of let down by that, and that's fine. I think there's going to be a lot of cool new shit to love and find about this game. Every game's not going to be the same. Yes, do I wish some of those things were there? Yeah. But, with some things missing, I think we'll see other things that we didn't know we was going to, start loving. So that's how I look at it. I'm really excited about it. The graphics look great. This is definitely going to be another, a Game Pass game. So I don't have Game Pass anymore, guys. I've had Game Pass for almost 5 years, and I finally just stopped because I was looking at it and I really wasn't playing anything over there unless something came out. And when it did, I played the shit out of it. And then after that, I didn't play it anymore. Like Expedition 33 came out, I played the shit out of it, beat it. And then after that, my game time over there just fizzled, right? And so my son, has an Xbox, but he's been grounded. And all the games he usually plays are games we pay for. So I was just like, you know what? I think we're good. I think we're good to buying games on sales and just leaving at that and until further notice. So when he gets off punishment, he'll get his Xbox back, and he said when he gets off, he's going to jump right back into Cyberpunk, which he's been obsessed with. And he's also been obsessed with Elden Ring. So he's looking to play the DLC. He's gotten through most of the rest of the game. And yeah, this kid is about it. He's about that action. Okay. 12 years old. He's about that life, in those Elden Ring streets. But anyway, But when it comes to Game Pass, though, I feel that if you're going to pay $30 for it, use it to its capacity. Don't just spend months where you don't play. So these games, Fable drops in autumn 2026. And I was like, autumn? When is autumn? So I had to look it up real quick. And autumn is basically, late September to all the way to late December. So within that time frame right there. So basically the end of the year. So we're not going to see Fable until the end of the year. And so, yeah, I got to, temper my expectations now. I'm really excited for it, but I'm going to chill now because, yeah, it's going to be a minute before it comes out. So it's cool. But what I'll end up doing, though, because Forza comes out in May, and then Beast of Reincarnation comes out in the summer, so probably a couple of months apart, what I'll end up doing is just waiting for Beast of Reincarnation, get buy it for a month, for the subscription for 1 month, and play Forza 6 and play Beast of Reincarnation and get both of those done within that month and be done with it again. So 2 for 1 for $30. That's what I'll do. And then when Fable comes out, I will get Game Pass again, play through that. If I love Fable like I think I will, then I'll probably buy it physical on PS5, I'm sorry, because I have an Xbox Series S. My son has an Xbox Series X, and I thought about using his shit, but I was like, nah, man, I'm not going to do that. That'd be too cruel. He walks into the man cave and then he's looking for the white box and it's nowhere to be found. And next thing you know, he sees his shit in there. Like, nah, that'd be cold blooded. So, but it is what it is. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking at as far as playing these games, because I'll definitely be playing them and using Game Pass to do it. But yeah, it was a pretty good developer. It was pretty good Xbox developer direct, man. I have to say that. I'm rubbing my hands together like Birdman, because this is the meat and potatoes of the show. Okay, you heard the intro, my boy Tien. Okay, and all of that. So, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we got an update. Okay. I was wondering when we were going to get this. We got it. I haven't played it in months. Okay. There's a lot of shit going on. Okay. Especially the online fighting community, the PvP community guys. I'm a solo guy mainly. And so, I ran out of shit to do, in a lot of ways. And then there were some characters that I was missing. Okay. That should, if I'm being honest, should have been in the game day one. Okay. Now, how I argue that is, I'm old enough to remember the beginning of the gaming and the present. So I got to see things unfold, things change, even whole cultures change. The way the gaming culture works now. The gaming culture is so different now than it was back in the day. Back in the day, gaming culture was, we made this game. We put our blood, sweat, and tears into this game. And here you go. We crammed everything we could possibly cram into this game in here for you to enjoy. Now, the current gaming culture is the companies will make a game and they will take 70% of that game and sell it to us. And then they will bird feed us the other 30% over the course of the next year or two. Okay, that's what usually happens now. That's the culture. That's how it changed. So when I played the first Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which it wasn't called Sparking Zero, it was Budokai Tenkaichi 3. That game was complete day one. All the characters were there. It had a shit ton of characters. Everything was there. All of the extra modes and stuff were there. Alternate costumes were there. It was there. And Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, we got updated graphics, excellent gameplay, and all of that, which I appreciate dearly. But they also took that 30% and, held it back. Okay. And some of the best characters, some of my favorite characters were held back. Mercenary Tao is one. They did that. And that's just the culture now. So that's my only issue. That's a major gripe I have with that. But, this new update, which we already get some free stuff coming out day one. So when you hear this podcast, the update will already be live. So you can go ahead and partake if you have this game. But we're getting a 100 mode mission. So this is an offline mode that we're going to get. And it allows us to just go on different missions. There's 100 of them. And we can partake in those, pick one of our favorite characters and then go and try to complete these missions. And this is offline. All right. And they've also updated the AI apparently, or that's coming. That's on the way if they haven't done it yet. Also, we have a survival mode on the way that's coming in spring of 2026. So that's going to be dope. And like I said, if you recall, a lot of these games, the previous game, I'm sorry, had some of this stuff in there already, guys. Like I said, they gave us everything. Okay. And I mean, I could make some gripes about this game. All right. Especially when it first came out because of the lack of things. I'm a big Ten Shinhan fan, and I had my eye on everything that they did with him in the game. And I was wanting to see what happened, what gear did he have? What he didn't get? And they left some shit out. Okay. They left his drippiest of drip out of the game, and that was his Majin Buu drip. And I'm still salty about that, and I hope we still get that. But they left other characters out as well, and a lot of people were screaming for certain characters. And yeah, it was crazy. So one of the characters is PyCon, and I mean, I heard a lot of people talking about PyCon, and thankfully he's in the game now. He's coming in DLC. I wish it didn't have to be DLC, but hey, at least he's here. And so you're getting characters like that I really like. And then one of my favorite characters in all of Dragon Ball was Mercenary Tao, aka Tao Pai Pai. He's coming. Okay. So can't wait for him. And I'm wondering how his animations and stuff are going to do with the, with the tree trunk. I mean, I think it's going to be, I can't wait. Like I said, I'm nerding out on Dragon Ball right now, the OG Dragon Ball. So just forgive me, guys. But yeah, I'm just happy that these characters are in here. Also, King Piccolo is in here. So you got the OG character. You got some OG characters in here. Now, I hope they add more OG characters, but I don't know how many they're going to give us. They're definitely giving us a few. I mean, the main ones we're also getting Gohan from the BoJack movie. And so there's a lot of characters that should have been in there, but we're getting, and we're so happy to get now. Like I said, the Dragon Ball characters is ones I really wanted to see, and I hope we get more. I want to say there's another character, Mr. Devilman, I think, is also in there. He's a Dragon Ball character. So we got some nice staples of the characters. And they also said new costumes were going to be in there. And I think there are going to be rewards given for completing some of these 100, mission mode quests and stuff like that. So yeah, there's some things here, man. And most of this is free day one. And there's some of the stuff that is coming later on down the pipeline, like these characters. Of course, they're going to bird feed us. They're going to give it to us through a season pass, right? So we'll get some in the next few months, maybe first few, and then so on and so on. So, which I don't know how they're going to distribute them. They're going to let us know, but yeah, I'm just glad we're getting them. I'm glad we got the update, and they're fixing some other stuff too, guys. They're fixing, some of the skip scenes where you can skip the cut scenes and stuff. So they're doing a lot of like quality of life things in this game too that they're working on. So this is something, like I said, that it feels like they're going to be supporting for years to come, because they're going to be adding more characters. Because think about it. You got Dragon Ball coming back, Dragon Ball Super coming back. So they're adding the OG a lot of Dragon Ball characters now. Think about the Moro arc coming up, the Galactic Patrol arc. Like those characters will be in the game. Like they're going to incorporate those in the game for new seasons, right? You got to have Moro in here, man. I've been waiting for this Moro arc for so long. Moro is such a dope character, man. I'm telling you, if y'all haven't read the manga or whatever, man, Moro is awesome. He's probably, besides Jiren, he's probably my favorite character. But I really like Granola as well, man. God damn. I like Granola too, but Moro is on some other shit, straight up. I can't wait to see this arc come out. I can't wait. It's going to be a while before we get it, but it's coming. And I'm going to be breaking that down as well, because that's some other Dragon Ball news. But yeah, so Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, man, we're here. I think it's starting to shape up to be a little bit better. It's just a shame they took so long. I did enjoy the time that I had with it up until this point. And then, like I said, the PvP community, got a little toxic, and, goes with the territory now, man. It's a different time. Like I said, it's not the same. But anyway, we got some cool shit coming. I'm so excited. Now, here's something that really blew my mind. Now, we have another Dragon Ball project, another Dragon Ball game coming out, and it goes by the name right now. It's a code name, and it's code name Age 1000. Now, this is supposed to be coming out in 2027. This could be the spiritual successor to the Xenoverse series. I think that's what it is. If you go watch the trailer, that's what it looks like to me. It's basically an MMO-like, and it focuses on some new lore. This is supposed to take place like 1,000 years after the current events of Dragon Ball. So who knows what we're going to witness here, guys? Who knows what we're going to see? You're definitely going to see a lot of new characters. I think this is going to be that new Dragon Ball Online game that everybody has been waiting for. I really believe that. I think this is going to be that Xenoverse / Dragon Ball Online game. And it's going to be something that I think people are going to be playing for years to come, because look how long they were supporting Xenoverse 2. They're still supporting Xenoverse 2. People still play that game, guys. That game came out so long ago, and it's still an awesome game. It really is. And so they're going to be taking, I think this new engine, whatever this is, because the shit looked breathtaking. The graphics it looks delicious. I haven't seen anything that looked that good. It almost looked like I was watching anime. Okay. That's how good it looked. So being able to have that engine and create your character, male, female, whatever, and be able to go out here, and the way they made this one seem like it's more, like I said, it's more MMO-ish as far as there's just random characters and grunts and stuff like that, as well as bosses and things of that nature. I'm telling you guys, I have great feelings about this. I really do, and I can't wait. They usually take care of the Dragon Ball community when it comes to their games. Every now and then there'll be a slip up here or there, you know what I'm saying? But usually when they've been working on some Dragon Ball shit, we eat, okay? They get to cooking in that kitchen, and we definitely get to eat. So I'm highly anticipating this. What they're going to incorporate in this that they did in the Xenoverse 2, I think they're going to do everything and then some. Maybe more customization, a deeper customization, as far as, that's concerned. Cause, a lot of things that my gripes were in Xenoverse were like, man, there's a good amount of stuff here, but at the same time, we could have more. And, the colors and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that they could emphasize on, but I think they're going to build upon that, because they had so much time to work on those games, those Xenoverse games, and learn from how just the servers work and all that. So they're probably taking some great notes. They've probably really prepared and still preparing for what we're about to get in 2027. So really looking forward to it. It's a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan again. I mean, it always is, but when you get news of stuff that's cooking, then it always is. And I've always had this faith. Let's keep it real. When it comes to Dragon Ball, I've always had faith that they would cook. They would always work on something. If we didn't hear from them for a while, something was being done in the back, whether it be a movie, a show, something, something was being cooked up. So now this just reaffirms that for me. And I'm just head over heels excited for this now. And moving forward on, like, man, I haven't touched my Dragon Ball channel in a minute. So it looks like I'll be doing a few videos for that channel. Dragon Ball Drip 247. If you haven't subscribed, go check that channel out. It's just like a fan page, channel for my affinity for Dragon Ball. So yeah, check that one out. This podcast, for newcomers that didn't know, this podcast used to be called Studio MacGyver's Dragon Ball and Video Game Podcast. That's what it used to be called. I just changed the name up a little bit because, I talk about Dragon Ball every so often. And there's a lot of different dry spells and dry years and months within the Dragon Ball world. So I always talk about video games. So I just rebranded it. And so when I do have Dragon Ball information, guys, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to break it down. So yeah, because that was the OG name of the channel. But anyway, I'm excited. I'm just kind of giddy right now. Anyway, really excited about this new Dragon Ball game in 2027. It's just a great time to be a Dragon Ball fan. But the main thing I want to talk about is Dragon Ball Super, because I've had conversations with you guys plenty of times about how I feel about Dragon Ball Super and where it's at and how long it's been. 2018 since we last had some Dragon Ball Super anime, right? Now, they've had plenty of time to learn from their mistakes when Dragon Ball Super first came out. And when they were hiring, elementary school kids and just handing them crayons and telling them, hey, man, we're drawing for Dragon Ball Super. Have at it. And afterwards, we'll have some cookies and milk. I mean, that's what it felt like they were doing, because that's what it looked like. All right. But they've over the years kind of learned a little bit. And, it's really a slippery slope when you're dealing with anime and manga and how they coexist with each other, and how sometimes the anime can get ahead of itself, and you don't want that if you're in that business, right? So the object is to always stay ahead in the manga as opposed to the anime. And so they took a hiatus. I don't think that was the reason they took the hiatus, but they took one nevertheless. And Now years have went by, arcs have went by in the manga already. You have the Galactic Patrol arc, you have the Granola arc, you have the Black Frieza arc. You have these arcs, that are already taking place for the most part. And they have so much leeway now and headspace they can work, and they don't have to worry about that. So they took the time they needed, I guess, and to let us know they're giving us all this Dragon Ball news at one time. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. And now we know Dragon Ball Super is back. So as of right now, guys, they have been working on this anime for a while now. It's in production as we speak, and it's going to be the Galactic Patrol arc, and I cannot wait. And Moro is a guy that a lot of people are going to be amazed when they see him, because he is a awesome character. I think he's just an amazing character. So can't wait to see this in anime form. I'm looking so forward to it. I can't wait to see him in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I can't wait to, see him everywhere. All right. I can't wait to see him, Ban Presto. And, if you know. Okay. So yeah, he's an awesome villain. So I can't wait for him, and not just him, but everything after him. Right. They're even doing a BEERUS movie. Get this year, 2026. Coming this fall, there's going to be a Dragon Ball Super BEERUS movie coming out. So think about that. And there's a lot of BEERUS fans out there. To all my BEERUS fans out there, guys, you guys are eating so good right now. So that's going to be a dope experience to go see what he's been about. I guess this could be an origin story of some sort. I think it'll be an awesome movie, man. I think it's going to be a dope movie. So I'm definitely going to be there day one to check it out. And I'll definitely be giving you guys a scoop on it. If you did not check it out, I'll give you guys some time before I do a spoiler breakdown. But you know the deal. But yeah, man, I mean, think about it. Look at all the directions they're going, all the forks in the road when it comes to where Dragon Ball is going now. Like, they just took their time and they were just hitting us with all kinds of shit. I kind of like this thing besides just they could have split this up and kind of gave it to us in spurts, but they said, no, we're going to do it all. In Japan, they have these events dedicated to that said, IP, and they did it with Dragon Ball, and they did it well, man. Like I said, they're always working on something. It's too much money to be left on the table with Dragon Ball. Okay, Dragon Ball is like Pokemon or Naruto. Some of these big heavy hitters, One Piece, like, guys, they're always going to make money. There's always going to be somebody out there willing to make money off of this stuff. And we win as fans because we get more content. We get more, collectibles. We get more games. We get more everything based on those shows that we love. Right. I've been following this shit for years, Dragon Ball for years. Right. Dragon Ball is the whole reason I even love anime and got into anime. It was because of Dragon Ball, man. Like, I'm telling you guys, it's beautiful. And I'm so happy to call myself a Dragon Ball fan. I'm so happy to have Dragon Ball tattoos on my body. I'm so happy just to be a Dragon Ball fan. I'm nerding the fuck out. If you don't like it, I don't care. Anyway, I'm fucking with you, but I'm just ecstatic right now. I'm just very ecstatic, and I'm beside myself. So I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to get it off my chest. You guys probably seen it from other YouTubers. You may have heard other podcasts, but I had to do my due diligence as well and put this out here. Also, check out, like I said before, check out my Dragon Ball channel. It's called Dragon Ball Drip 247. I'm going to be doing a few videos on this stuff as well over there in the next week. So be looking out for that over there. So there's going to probably be a little bit more content over there now. Just me playing Sparking Zero and maybe talking about some Dragon Ball shit and just what stuff is coming up. And then when those things come out, you can expect to hear from me again. But that's going to, that is going to do it for the show. I mean, man, I want to thank everybody for coming out, downloading, streaming. However you got this podcast, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, it's just a great time to be a gamer for me. It's a great time to be an anime fan. I've been watching a lot of cool shit lately. Splinter Cell Death Watch was awesome. Yeah, man, it's just a really, really good time to be a gamer. Now, I've been in my room. I've been playing a lot of Xbox 360, believe it or not, and a lot of Steam Deck, man. I've really kind of just fell in love with my Steam Deck in handheld mode. I did like a thorough cleaning of me and my wife's room the other night. And, I just put the Steam Deck in there. After all that was done, I laid in bed and I kind of just pulled it out, and there was a sale. It was crazy. I turned it on, and there's a sale right now. I bought 3 games for under $10. And the game I'm currently playing right now is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition with all the DLC. I bought that game for $3. It was $2.99. That game was fucking $2.99 on Steam. You see what I'm saying? So sales are ridiculous. And I bought another game for like $4.50, and it's usually like a $30 game. So like I said, guys, these Steam sales are ridiculous. You got to love Steam. But yeah, man, I've been playing that and enjoying the fuck out of it, man. Like, been thinking about it all day. Sleeping Dogs are just so underrated. When you think about like Grand Theft Auto and stuff in that kind of genre, if you're looking for a game in that genre, you haven't played Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, yo, you're slipping, you're bugging out. You need to check it out. It is fucking awesome. And so that's what I'll be playing on the Steam Deck for the foreseeable future. I have some other shit I like to play a little bit, but I've been playing that in a game called, I think it's called Dust. Yeah, so I've been playing those two games. It's a Metroidvania, awesome game created by like one dude years ago. It's really dope. Kind of a mystical type of game, action, RPG type of thing. But those are the games I've been playing, and I've been, Xbox 360. I've been playing, like I said, Naruto still, Rise of a Ninja. So, we're snowed in out here in Texas, guys. We had a snowstorm, and we're not used to snow. So we've been here for the last 2 days. I've been in the house, couldn't even go to work. My kids can't go to school Monday or Tuesday. So the whole family, we're all stuck in the crib until then. So I have a couple other days that I have. So I'm going to be working on content and, vibing out and playing some games and stuff, man. So with that being said, I just want to thank everybody again for listening, downloading, streaming the content. All my Dragon Ball fans, I hope you guys are feeling good. Can't wait to get into that with you guys with Sparking Zero. And just tune in, man. We'll be talking about Dragon Ball for a few months now here to come. So it's just a great time to be a gamer and be a nerd and just be a nerd. So I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you've been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.
Dragon Ball is all I do. All I wanna see when I'm at home. I want some Dragon Ball. Will you watch some Dragon Ball with me tonight? If you don't like Dragon Ball, you can kick rocks, 'cause I don't need you in my life, girl. If you don't like Dragon Ball, no. I love Dragon Ball so much, it makes me feel so good inside. I'ma hit this freestyle tonight on that Dragon Ball. To all of my Dragon Ball fans, I love you so much. We all have that thing in common. So when we watch Dragon Ball, we all love some Dragon Ball.